Well, this is busy, busy, busy. And I hope you love bees because we are going to be making a fun little honeycomb project tonight. All right, we're gonna piece together this transfer with another one. And I think you're gonna love it. So come check it out. Hang out with me for a little while. And we're gonna get this project going. So you can comment the word busy to get the supplies to make this now. I got this honeycomb shaped hexagon, really is what it is, from Target, from the dollar spot, like last year sometime. Hi Joni, hi Alma, hey Denise, hi Lisa, how are you ladies? All right, so first things first, I want to paint this with a little bit of this yellowish chalk paint. Okay, this is Folk Art Home Decor chalk paint. We're gonna paint the whole thing with this. Let's see if I can find my, hi Sue, hey Stephanie. Yeah, so I hit the notification button to send out the notification, and then I realized, do I want ribbon for this project? I probably need some ribbon. So then I went and grabbed it, which took a minute, and so that's why I was a little bit behind where I normally would have been going live as soon as I hit my notification button. So if you couldn't find me right away, that's where I was. But I'm here now, so we can all relax together. I hope you had a great day. I hope that you guys had a wonderful weekend. We did. We had a great weekend around here. It was very relaxed, kind of depressing. It was my last day off work after a whole week of being on vacation, getting the house put together, which I did a lot this week. I didn't quite get every single thing done, but I got the major stuff done that I wanted done. And I will have my dining room table delivered here on Thursday, hopefully. If all goes well, we've had some issues. So I love this little thing because it has like a little leather hanger on it. And I'm gonna paint this with a couple of layers of this chalk paint. Now I'm trying not to go too thick, and I'm gonna let it dry really well in between each layer. Hi Mom, hi Joanne, how are you? Hey Michelle, welcome. I'm gonna dry this, and we're gonna do another layer because this one's a little bit spotty. Hey Phyllis, how are you? And I totally intended to go live yesterday, y'all, but things happened. I ate too many fajitas, and I was tired and feeling fat, and so I'm just like, not gonna be able to do it. Hi Deborah, how are you? I know, isn't it great? It's very thick too. So it would stand up on its own as well if you wanted to use it as a shelf sitter instead of hanging it, and the little hanger is still cute. All right, so I don't know what I paid for it. It was forever ago, but I found it at the dollar spot, so who knows, you might be able to find it again in Target. All right. Now, I'm gonna try and do one last final layer on here. And this is kind of more of a honey looking yellow. I didn't want a super bright yellow for this one. You know, I wanted it to be a little bit less yellow. Hi Tammy, how are ya? So that's why we're doing this color. You could totally use Bumblebee though. Chalk paste or Sunnyside would also be really nice. Or if you have it, Dandelion would also be a good one. It's kind of a lighter yellow. That one is retired, no longer available. That's funny, Sue, but I already got all the furniture moved out of the way because thanks to that fridge guy, he helped me move it all. So that was nice of him. Y'all, I swear, I embarrass myself on the daily around here. And I also, Chris and our lovely neighbor across the street, Mike, who's such a nice guy, attempted to move my new laser into my office. Hi, Joe. How are you? Hi, LaShawn. Welcome from Kansas. All right, so I'm going to just let this dry. We're going to blow dry it real quick. I'm going to reload this screen because it's like flashing green. I don't know why. Anyways, so they attempted to move my laser into my office this weekend. And it is apparently extremely heavy, even whenever you take it apart. So next weekend, I'm hoping that we are going to con a couple of our friends into coming over to help us move it. We're going to hope. So, and if not, I'm going to have to come up with another plan. I don't know what that plan looks like at this point. I'm a little afraid. I mean, worst comes to worst, we'll just set it up in the garage and call it a day, I guess. All right. Now, I want to make sure that I dry this really, really well because we are going to do a couple of layers on top of it. Hi, Donna. Welcome. Yes, I am all moved into my new house. The majority of my stuff is unpacked. My craft room is pretty entirely unpacked, shockingly. This is where most of the stuff that we moved was. Yes, it was great, Sue. We ate over at the neighbor's house, so that was really fun. And we also, I bought a bunch of meat and stuff, like, because we finally had a fridge, right? So I was able to actually grocery shop. And so we've got a pork tenderloin that I think we're going to cook this coming weekend. So I just moved from Tennessee back to Texas, where I'm from, to the Houston area. So I'm here now, near my family, near Chris's family, and very happy to be home. So, all right, I'm going to use a little bit of surface wax. This is from my shop. It's just a clear wax that will help keep my paint safe whenever I go to put down my transfers on top of it, keep it from peeling it up, and not only protect my surface, but also my transfer. Now, if you notice, I used very little of this, okay? Oh, that sounds fun. All right, so I just used a little tiny bit of surface wax. You can't even see it on there, okay? I made sure to buff it out really, really well. And we have this little chicken wire pattern that I think will go perfectly as the background for our honeycomb. Now, it looks like I'm probably gonna have to make this a repeatable pattern. So I'm gonna just set that right on my surface. And I didn't even fuzz this, okay, because I want it to be really good and sticky, especially if I'm gonna use it twice. So I am taking a chance with that, okay? Now, I did wax, so hopefully that will help me keep from pulling up my paint, but you do want to fuzz, okay? Yes, a honeycomb. So we are doing a bee project. This is busy, busy, busy. You can comment the word busy, B-U-S-Y, my gosh, I can't spell, to get the supplies to make this project. All you got to do is find yourself a surface. I have a really cute little hexagon surface here that I got at Target Dollar Spot, but you can use anything you like to make the same effect. I think this is going to turn out really super cute. Now I'm going to try and go fast. I have the fan on in here. I don't want this to dry in my transfer. So I probably should have used a little bit bigger squeegee since I am covering this entire surface. All right, here we go. All right, so tell me about your weekend. I hope you guys had a great weekend and a good start to this short week. Thank God it's a short week. I wouldn't have been able to do it, especially after being on vacation for a week. I needed it to be a short week. I'm not used to working, starting early in the morning is really my problem. Hi Gwen, how are you? Okay. There we go. Oh my gosh, that looks awesome. So I'm going to just set that to the side really quick, and I'm going to dry this, but let me just show you Look at that honeycomb, okay? Now, that was the 4 farmhouse pattern, okay? One of them. There's 4 patterns on there. But they are repeatable. I'm going to dry this really, really well. And then we're going to put this down again. Thank you so much, Donna. I'm so happy to be home. And yes, I'm a Texan at heart, and it was great living in Tennessee because Tennessee is like little Texas. Still country. All right. Make sure that it's really good and dry because we are going to put this down one more time, and I'm going to turn it around so that I can try and line this up on the side that I haven't used yet. That should make it hopefully easier. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just find those lines where the chicken wire cuts off, and I'm going to just press that right down there. I didn't clean this transfer, but I need to make sure that I work fast because I don't want that paste to have dried in the transfer and clogged it up, okay? So I'm just going to go right over that entire design, and it's going to fill in this empty space that I have over here. Just like that. And you can't even tell that I had to use my pattern twice, okay? There is my honeycomb, the start of our Busy Busy Bee projects. Nice. That's amazing, LaShawn. So I got this surface at the Target, at the dollar spot at Target last year. I've had it for a while. As you guys know, I'm a hoarder. And unloading my craft room, unloading the boxes was probably the best thing that possibly could have happened because it forced me to organize all the stuff that I have and figure out what all I have. Okay. Hey, Anita, how are you, love? All right. Sorry, I didn't originally see your comment. Okay, so now I'm going to wax one more time, okay? Because this paste that's down here now does not have wax on it. And I'm going to put this Busy 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 transfer over top of it, okay, with the bee. So I want to be sure that I don't pick up any of this paste that I just put down whenever I stick that down. Now, if I do happen to, I can just distress it, take a sanding block to it, some distressing ink, something like that, and fix it right up, okay? Now, I am going to fuzz this one, okay, because this one's brand new, and these are very sticky, okay? So I'm gonna fuzz this just by taking it and putting it right on my fuzzing cloth, adding a little bit of lint to the back of it. And what that's gonna do is that's going to just keep it from being so sticky. Now, whenever I go to clean it, I'm gonna wash it with water, just plain water, no chemicals whatsoever. And I'm gonna use what they call a board eraser. So this is a board eraser, you can get them in my shop. They are like a magic eraser, but they don't have chemicals in them, okay? Yeah, I don't know why I bought it. No idea actually at the time, but I knew it was gonna come in handy. All right, so I do it all the time. Every time I go to Dollar Tree or Hobby Lobby, if I find a good deal, or Target Dollar Spot, or Michael's, anywhere really, honestly, Ross, any of those places, if I find something that's a good deal, I'll grab it up, and no idea what I'm gonna do with it. Not a clue. Okay, so this is Shimmer Shadow. This is black with a little bit of shimmer in there. You see that shimmer? It's so pretty. And I made sure to push down really, really well, okay? Because this paste underneath here is gonna have a little bit of a ridge on it. Okay, so I wanna push down really well, and I wanna get very little paste on my squeegee because I don't want it to leak around those ridges. Does that make sense? Because the transfer is a silk screen, and it sticks to the surface, okay? But if you have a ridge there, it could potentially leak underneath that, okay? So I'm gonna try my best to just use as little as possible. And with these new transfers, that is really, really easy to do. To just use very, very little paste or ink. And your paste and ink goes a long way. Now, don't forget that this month you only have the rest of tonight and tomorrow to take advantage of buy 3, get 1 free on all paste and ink jars, okay? So if you're running out of ink or paste, you gotta go and look at your stash and see how you're doing, okay? Because if you need to grab another jar of paste, then you need to go ahead and do that while you can get basically 1 free whenever you buy 3, okay? Look how stinking cute that is. Okay, so I did pull out some ribbon, but I don't know that I even need it. I think this is so cute, but I'm gonna go ahead and make a bow and then we'll see where we end up, okay? I don't know if I'm gonna use it, but I have so much cute ribbon, I need to. Once again, I found a bunch of stuff I didn't realize I had by moving, so even though it was a humongous pain to move everything and to pack and unpack and all that good stuff, I did end up benefiting from it in some way. So I'm just cutting strips that are about 8 inches long, okay, of ribbon. Now, I have no science to this. There's no particular reason that I cut these strips 8 inches. My surface size does dictate that. You know, if I had a little bit of a bigger surface, I would go bigger, okay? But with a smaller surface, you don't want your bow to be so huge, okay? And all of my ribbon is this big ribbon, so I don't want it to be too overwhelming. And of course, I did somehow dig out 1 bee print ribbon that was brand new. I didn't realize I had it. And this fun fall one that just happens to go perfectly too, with a nice honey color. And you know I love me a buffalo plaid. Hi Marie, how are ya? Welcome, thanks for joining me. So you can comment the word busy to get the supplies to make this project, okay? You'll get a link from me if you've never messaged with me before. You will probably need to check your message requests, okay? But once you do that, you will see a message from me with the link to purchase the supplies for this project. Now, all I did is I cut these and then I made an X with them, okay? I just layered them, made an X with them, and now I'm gonna take that X and I'm gonna just scrunch it in the middle, okay? And then I have a zip tie. And I have some smaller zip ties. I have these, I think these are 6 inch. I have some 4 inch that I normally use. I like the smaller ones though because they're not so bulky whenever you get them tightened up around your bow, and they hold really good. You don't have to try and tighten up, tie a knot or use floral wire or anything like that. Okay, so that's what I did. And then we're gonna take another piece of a random piece out of the colors that we used. And I'm gonna take that ribbon and I'm gonna fold it in thirds, just like that, okay? So that that's the back part of it, okay? You see that seam? And then I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna fold that around the front of my bow to cover that little zip tie. And I'm just gonna put that, glue that on right there to the back. And like I said, I don't know if I'm gonna use this bow or not, but we're gonna make it anyways. Yeah, isn't it great? And it could pass for yellow or brown, which I really like that a lot, this buffalo plaid. Now, usually I would cut the ends of my bow. I didn't do that this time. Kind of regretting it now, but that's okay. You could try and do it after the fact, but I'm not going to worry about it. And then I want to make sure and fluff this out. Get it as fluffed up as possible so that you see all the different ribbons. You can use little ribbons with big ribbons. You can use wired and unwired. I regularly use unwired ribbon for these bows. And they all look cute, okay? If you use unwired, you're gonna wanna cut them shorter, okay? Because they're gonna be real floppy if you don't. And it won't like stay like that. But y'all, look how cute these would be. That would be the cutest little hair bow if I had a young little daughter. Okay, so I think I do need this ridiculously big bow on my project. I think it's a Southerner in me that wants to see this bow on here. Mums and bows, I'm telling you, we have to have them big. Go big or go home, right? Do y'all know what mums are? Anita, I just pray that it helps me figure out how to get busy around here because I've still got so much to do. I walk around and I see boxes. Y'all should see my bedroom closet, my master closet. It is a nightmare in there, okay? Seriously, it is terrible. Because I started unpacking in there and then I'm like, no one's gonna see this except for me. And now I have to look at it. Look how cute that is. Now you can comment the word busy to get the supplies to make this project. And do not forget that this month, only through tomorrow night, you can buy 3 jars of paste or ink. You can combine them however you like. Every 3 jars that you get, your 4th one is free. So you can stack that and keep stacking it. Okay? All right, y'all, comment the word busy to get the link to get this for yourself. And go out there and find you a cute surface and do it quick. Just stack them up and then you'll find a project that works perfect for it, okay? All right, y'all. Love you all. Have a wonderful night. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? Good night.